Hello, tubers and tubettes. My name is David, and I live in Northern California. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about California Pool Designer. So where I'm at so far this year is my goal was to sell 30 pools, and I've sold 10. So I have about 20 to do. And I was doing pretty good, and then all of a sudden it just kind of slowed down, which is weird because it's very hot. I mean, right now it's 80 degrees, and normally the heat helps you to sell. But for some reason there's a lot of volatility in the stock market, a lot of different things going on, and I think some of that is affecting the sales of pools. So I had 2 second appointments yesterday, and I thought both of them were going to be pretty positive. The first one, I ended up giving her the price, and she was very, very positive about it. But then she told me she doesn't have any financing, so she's going to have to get financing. And so that's a big if she's going to do it or not. She says she's going to do it, but I gave them my best shot, and then there was no follow-up or get back together and buy the pool. And then my second one was a one-legger, and in the pool sales, or I guess sales generally, they say you shouldn't do a one-legger because you don't have the husband and the wife there. But I've always just, if I think that the person is competent and can understand what I'm saying in terms of explaining a bid, then I'll do a one-legger, and that's what we did. So she said she might need help explaining it to her husband. I said we could definitely set up another appointment. I gave her the price. The prices are just they're not cheap. Everything is expensive, and so are pools. So she gave me, she sounded pretty positive about it, but again, no sales. I have one that I had given an estimate to, and I really like them. They're very nice. They're moving from Hawaii back to California, and it's a pretty big pool. And then they wanted to add this product called Pebble Sheen, which is pretty expensive, like another $8,000. And so with this big pool and adding the Pebble Sheen, I think all my discounts and everything, I got it down to $71,000. But she wants to be at 65. Now there's not really a reason she wants to be at 65. She didn't want to spend more than $60,000, but now she wants it to be 65, and she wants Pebble Sheen, which I'm not sure she even knew about it until I explained it to her. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to work on that bid this weekend and try to see if I can figure out how low I can go. Now when I talked to the owner, he was like, well, just go ahead and sign her up, and then we'll take a look at it. And I'm like, oh my God, because that's a lot of work to sign somebody up and then have them tell me, oh no, we can't do that, Dave. So that's why I really want to know before I even go out there. But it's kind of hard to get a straight answer. They want the sales, and we're looking for a certain type of pools. This one has a big access, 8 feet, so we can bring a standard tractor in there. It's also in the valley, so it's easier to dig. It's not like in the rocks or anything. And so I know I can bring it down to 69, and she still wants it at 65. So I'm going to have to look at the bid and tell her things like, well, you've got 600 square feet of concrete. We can do it at this price if we can get it down to 500 square feet. If we can do this. She wants to make it smaller, but originally we were talking about going from 94 perimeter, that's the linear footage around the outside, to 84 perimeter. That's 10 perimeter off. That's usually $170 a perimeter, so $1,700. But now she says she doesn't want to go 10 perimeter lower. She wants to go from 94 to 90. That's only 4. That's 340, that's 680. $680. So how do I get from 69,000 down to 65? That'll be the key. I'll have to look at the numbers and try to see if I have things in there that I know we can move around and make it work, and then she'll be happy. Now the bad part about it is, even if I do get it down to 65, that's not a guaranteed dig. So we're still going to have to dig the pool, and we may end up having additional time on the digging, which she seems to understand that. I've explained it to her a couple of times, but I'm just not used to trying to get down to the nitty-gritty on these ones. But I will try, just because I don't see a lot of sales on the horizon. So just wanted to bring you guys abreast of what I'm doing. I got an appointment that I set up. I got a couple of appointments for next week, but it's kind of amazing because it's so hot and it's not increasing our sales right now, so, or even our leads. So it just seems like a lot of people are, if they have issues or there are different things that they're thinking about, the economy or political things, they tend to not do anything. So that's kind of where I feel like we are right now. But I'm going to try to, I have the weekend off, so I'm not going to think about a lot of this stuff. And then I'll just hit it again next week. I know, I knew this was going to happen where I get more busier during the summertime, and I let up on the videoing, putting videos on there, but I do have a lot of videos that I have to upload, but I just haven't. I've been overwhelmed with pool sales, which makes sense because it's the pool season. But I will get some of those up and get them on my different channels so that maybe I can get some more subscribers, and maybe you'll have something to look at if you enjoy this. So thank you very much for finding me. Subscribe if you can, and I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you much, and have a great day.